Where was I? Well, I was very busy. I went to a place called Camp Muskoka, and finally, I was part of the school band and went to Canada's Wonderland. So when we got there, we had to pick a buddy because, Canada's Wonderland is huge. So, what I did was pick my friend Christopher. Let's call him Chris for short. Unfortunately, Chris got sick the day before, so all he did was ride the fly. But for me, I rode a ton of rides. Take that, Chris! But seriously, I sort of have a really big fear of roller coasters. But Riley, I hear you saying, then what rides did you go on? I went on a lot of roller coasters. I went on the Windseeker twice, Clockworks, the Ghoster Coaster, the Wild Beast, the Fly. But here's one thing. It rained all day. So, after I went on the Windseeker the second time, I was soaked. Me and Chris were freezing. But let's tell some coaster stories. Well, the Windseeker was fun since you see the whole park, except for the second time because I was just covered in water. The Ghoster Coaster, I finally enjoyed. It's one of the first roller coasters I've actually, completely enjoyed. And the Wild Beast, again, I felt like I was slapped by my soul in the face. That is a story to tell for another day. Probably, a little interview with Brian I'm probably thinking of. That might happen. Or maybe it won't. Back to rain. It was 4:40 p.m. and me and Chris were freezing and we were soaked. So we went to the main person who's running this, Miss Red, and she told us we were leaving it at 6:30 p.m. You want to know what's worse? The bus was late and came at 6:50. When I got home, I had a really warm bath for a really long time. Then I watched the Raptors game, and depending on now, the finals have ended. Hopefully the Raptors won. Future Riley, did the Raptors win? Hopefully. And TLDR, I'm still afraid of roller coasters, yeah.